Hi, the TAKful Creator here. Okay, let's get started. May God the Creator bless us. May God the Redeemer heal us. May God the Holy Spirit enlighten us. Give us eyes to see, ears to hear, and hands to do the work of God. Feet to walk the path of justice and mouths to preach the good news. May the angel of peace, prosperity, love, abundance, guidance, and grace watch over us and lead us to the reign of God. Ashe. This kill/die energy with the dentist. Oh my gosh. Someone maybe have to go to the dentist because of a wish after wishing someone to, die. Something after the wishing hour. Having to do with the elderly, a caregiver. There was a missed opportunity with a girl that may show up in a teen-like energy or may have the physical build of a teenager. I'm not getting preteen, I'm getting like older teenager, but sometimes you can't tell if they're late teens or mid-20s, so that kind of thing. And here I go giving them a complex because that's what they have. Something about cooking or doing something in the kitchen, something having to do with food or resources that are necessary to cook or prepare food. Okay, so let's tap into this energy for real. What else do we need to know about this? So I saw something, my inner adult healing card is facing the opposite direction. But so I guess that is what's necessary. It'll come out. Here we go again. All these cards wanting to face that. Something about a chocolate brown individual who is likely gatekeeping. Because some things are better left unsaid. And what are these things that are better left unsaid? Right? It says playing games or not. This individual is not playing games. They're not playing games because they've already conquered their inner teenage healing. Right? And understanding what that is. During the teenage phase, oftentimes there's a lot of outbursts, defiance that is liberal or can be seen as liberal, not wanting to conform to like pre-established ideals. That's what I mean by liberal. Okay? And this individual has healed that inner defiance to where they can humbly accept what's happening and kind of move with it and flow, even if that is removing themselves from the situation or removing the knowledge and education they can offer away from this situation. That's why this gatekeeping is out here. Okay? So this person is not playing any games. They may be a caregiver of children, or one of the reasons why they were able to tackle their inner teenage healing phase is because they are great with children. They work with children well. They still identify with that childhood aspect of them because they've healed that version of them. So they're able to still utilize it in their adulthood, in a way that doesn't take away from them being an adult. It just has them appear, as we said earlier, as if they're in their late teens or mid-20s, even though they could be, 40s or 50s. And if they're not 40s and 50s in age, maybe that's the frame of mind that they're in. They're so mature for their age. Okay? Something about victims and playing over bad scenarios on repeat. Okay, so that could be why this teenage healing is at the forefront of the full reading. Okay? Is because a lot of the time this person was made to be the victim but wasn't able to move in victimhood, if that makes sense. So like there was a perpetrator that constantly preyed on this individual, but they weren't able to move in society as prey. If anything, it was casual. It was as if they maybe deserved it, or which I don't think they really deserved. That's why I said it like that, because they don't deserve it. Or maybe they were victim blamed in other ways. I can't really think of in this moment, but just victim blaming overall, even though they were the victim. So like on one side of the card we have victims, on the other side we have victim blaming, shaming, and calling. And although I normally don't look at the reversal because it didn't fall like that, it seems with this playing over bad scenarios on repeat, as a victim, it's almost necessary to heal if that is the case. Right? Because playing over those scenarios in your head on repeat is as if you're going to manifest it for your future. So you're manifesting more scenarios like that. If you were constantly the victim in that, you're just constantly going to be the victim, even though you can't move like the victim. If you're moving like the victim, other people are offering you help or offering you pity. I don't agree with pity, but they're offering some kind of assistance to help you through whatever situation you're in. So to me, I'm getting that this chocolate individual, especially in their teenage years, has went through so much to where they can honestly wear that badge of victimhood with pride, but no one ever allowed them to, so they still choose not to. So they never show up as the victim, and that's where we get this inner teenage healing, okay? Because as a child, you know, technically, you're always the victim, right? Someone else, even the cup, you know, didn't allow you to drink it properly, and that's why you spilled some juice, type of thing, right? But once you move into your preteen era and then your teenage era, you're really learning how the world can be abusive, right? For lack of better phrasing, how the world can be abusive. And during this time is when you get, I would say, a lot of PTSD that is outside of your family. Now, if your family didn't allow you as a child to be the victim, now you're going into the world at a very vulnerable stage, not allowed to be the victim. What is that going to do but spiral you out of control? Or catapult you into a divine quest. And that's what I'm sensing here. This individual is catapulted into a divine quest. They're no longer playing games. They're extremely serious about maybe a little boy that they have, or maybe a brother that is of this age, or maybe a nephew or something like that, that is a young boy. They're very protective over this child in a way that maybe the world wasn't protective over them, okay? And so they're gatekeeping. They're not allowing anyone to know what happened in their childhood. They're not allowing anyone to know what happened in their teenage years that required them to heal so deeply, right? Even at the 40 and 50 age, even at the 40 or 50 maturity, they've had to heal so deeply in order to embody that. How were they able to do it? By taking these victim scenarios that they played over and over in their head and found some kind of healing, so that they can properly take care of the next generation, the generation after that. They have successfully cleared karmic debt, so that the son, this little boy that's here, because I'm gauging more, maybe it's a son, this chocolate individual is a caretaker. The son of this individual doesn't have to deal with the trauma of constantly being a victim without the help and the assistance a victim would need to move out of that. This individual only had God, the guides, and the spiritual realm. And during that, probably the time period they were moving in this, it wasn't even as accepted as it is now. So they weren't able to find information. They really felt like they were alone. Okay, so there's a lot more passion, deeply rooted passion behind this, not playing games about theirs. That's the energy I'm getting. Okay, so that can mean spiritually. So if anyone is spiritually attacking the chocolate individual or the son, it's not going to go well for that person. And there's something about Christmas or near the 25th or 24th. The time period right now is toward the end of February, so this would be dated maybe 2 months prior. So if that's the case, someone was acting like a loser around Christmas. They had loser vibes that were kind of repulsive, and that's the reason why this chocolate energy decided playing no games was the only option. Okay, but this was a divine collaboration. It's an important notice. All right, it's important for everyone to realize that this person showing up in the world as they are is because the divine is orchestrating their life. They are showing up like this because it is necessary for the progression of themselves and the progression of the collective around them. Okay, it's divine collaboration, which means it's above middle management. Okay, some kind of Cancer and reverse vibes, a brown noser that likes to parrot information, but is out without a training wheel. Okay, something about the front, side, or backyard. Maybe they are being intrusive. That's what I'm getting here by the front side. Like you're looking around someone's house to try to get in. You're being excessively intrusive. So why? Think future thoughts. What is this intrusion doing? What is, for one, how you're showing up in the world right now? How is that going to help you in the future? And then also, what does this mean to the future of you if somebody catches you? Okay, and I don't even mean catch you physically, catch you spiritually. That's a lot more dangerous than someone catching you physically, best believe. All right, and it's because you're not showing up in this motherly, nurturing vibe. You're showing up in this crazy, sadistic, bitter, scorned vibe. And that is not of the highest light. If anything, it is clinical. You need to see a physician about it. And there might not be all the screws there. And I don't like to say it that way, but I think that's the nicest way to talk about this repulsive energy that is popping back up. In this reading, I thought that we were going to dive into the development of this chocolate individual, but instead we're understanding who this individual is. Because that's the missing piece. When these two met and when these two ever crossed paths, that's what we'll say. When these two energies ever crossed paths, right? Maybe this repulsive energy gave off a lot about themselves, so it was easy to see that they were repulsive. However, this chocolate energy they were gatekeeping. They didn't give off much about them. So you had to wait in order to see things develop, or you had to kind of be intrusive, front, side, or backyard, and look around, do your own dirt in order to see where this person is, right? See how this person shows up in the world. And I don't know yet what that is for, but that's what we're getting into, that energy. And this either was pigmented around Christmas. That's when this really came to visual, came to light. Or this person might be in this give me, because Christmas is all about presents and kid and image. If we're talking about this chocolate brown person being so mature on this side, this person must be immature, right? And around Christmas is gimme, which is a repulsive energy, and I think that is the issue. However, this energy showing up is important for the chocolate person's progression. It's an important divine notice for this chocolate person to deal with this repulsive energy, this loser vibe energy, by possibly going on some kind of journey or excursion. And this is probably with someone in a Pisces energy, but the low vibrational aspects of the Pisces energy, which means kind of like overly emotional, kind of in a bipolar way. And I hate to use the medical term, but like in a bipolar way, kind of emotional, to where there's not really true root cause for the emotion. However, it is magnified to where you can't overlook it. A lack of empathy, a lack of compassion, a lack of fluidity and flow, a lack of emotions that heal, if that makes sense. Okay, that's what I'm getting here by this energy, this loser vibe energy. But again, chocolate person, it's important for you to transmute this energy. It might have to deal with someone being slumped and needing to call the police. This will enable a death and rebirth process. And You might have to utilize whatever Aries energy that you know of, you've experienced, so you can mimic it. Or if it's highly aspected in your chart, lowly aspected in your chart, your sun sign, by all means tap into it, because that's what's going to be necessary to ignite this rebirth process for this low vibrational energy that for some reason needs a lesson to be taught. Okay? And I say for some reason because you can go out and learn a lesson on your own. You don't need to involve other people. But there's progression on both parts. This chocolate energy gatekeeps maybe too much, too well. And it's deceiving people to where they can easily be attacked because people assume they're on the same vibrational path. It's a cloak. That cloak can get you in trouble. So with certain parties, you have to understand how you need to show up. Maybe take that cloak off so that people can see the frequency, the vibration is not a match. And in order for this individual or this energy to be around this chocolate person, they would have to show up accordingly and do it consistently. Okay? A journey to learning yourself better and maybe showing up in this high vibrational Piscean energy instead of a very low vibrational woe is me, constantly the victim. And that's what it is. That's why that, okay. So this Pisces energy over here they like to show up as the victim, even if they're not the victim. They could be the perpetrator, and they're like, victim, victim, victim. They're the victim. And so what they're doing is they're saying that this chocolate person over here is the perpetrator, when in actuality, they're not the perpetrator. They're the actual victim. And because they're putting on this, guys, because they're trying to brainwash the rest of, whatever energies are around this situation, because they're trying to brainwash the collective to think that this is the problem, they may be wanting to assume the position that this chocolate person only received because they did the internal work. They did the teenage healing, they did the childhood healing, and they cleared karmic debt for their lineage. But because they did all of that, that is the reason why they are the way that they are and have the ability to gatekeep. But this Pisces energy wants to play like they're them. Which is not really hard for Pisces energy. Most Pisces I know are extremely dramatic. And it may not be like drama like TV. It can mean that their emotions just seem maybe over dramatized, melodramatic at certain points. That's what I just see with Pisces energy. So if this was in the reverse, you can foretell that they are showing up in a way that is very squeamish and gross and kind of like a big snail worm, like a snail without the shell, like a snail worm, a slug, but sluggier than a slug type of thing. That's how a Pisces in reverse kind of shows up in feeling. So if this chocolate person is as in tune with themselves as they should be with the childhood healing and the teenage healing, they can feel the repulsiveness of this energy, this Pisces energy. Okay. And whatever home cooked meal that has to deal with stripping this chocolate brown person of their power, maybe stripping them of a title, because we're getting this Pisces in reverse energy, either being a baby mom or a baby daddy. Okay, so whatever it is, they need to squash it because it's repulsive. And not only does this chocolate person over here that again has done the inner healing, they're trying to show up as them without the prerequisites. It just doesn't make sense. Like, that's when you see how the cards are placed, right? On this side, we have one pile, another pile, confirmation. And on the other side, we have this long list of information. It's like, okay, well, let's pull up the credentials of these two people. Well, the chocolate brown person's resume is too many pages long. And this, we'll say, karmic Pisces energy resume has two things on it, and it seems for one aspect of it is divine importance, and the other aspect of it is divine collaboration. It has nothing to do with the skill sets and the work of the Pisces. It is the ethereal realm saving an energy so that you can, as the chocolate brown person, so that you can develop your growth in a different way than maybe it took to get to this point. Okay, so be open to this energy and whatever light they show up in, right? And it's by the pink, it's going to be a very overly confident light, like a big flex kind of light. They're definitely going to be kind of robust in how they approach you. But just know, maybe they'll approach you on an early Saturday, but just know that when they do approach you, you need to give them a version of them back to them, and then snap it back and go back into your gatekeeping, and then show them that there's a version of you that is healed. But at any point, you can use it to teach another person a lesson. If they want to try it, try it. You feeling froggy? Oh, here we go. You feeling froggy? Leave, bitch. But I digress on that, okay? I wish you luck, chocolate brown person. And for the Pisces that was in reverse, I wish you luck also, so that you can join us in the collective, okay? I'll see you soon. Until the next.